Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. This is Miguel with season 2 of how to combine the DC deck building sets. And this is our 13th deck profile for the season. In this episode, we'll be covering Rivals 5, Superman vs. Lex Luther. Since Rivals 5 follows the Confrontations game mode with the keywords confront, block, and assist, we'll only use cards that work in standard multiplayer format. For the theme of the main deck, we're going to focus on Superman and Lex Luthor, their supporting cast, and the Justice League to reference the main team Clark Kent is on. For availability, we're pulling from the original set through Arkham Asylum, Rivals 1 through 5, Crisis 1 through 5, Crossover Pack 1 through 10, and Crossover Crisis 1. For consistency, the main deck will be at 130 cards with 30 heroes, villains, equipment, and superpowers with 10 locations. And now the deck profile. For heroes at cost 2, we have single copies of Cat Grant and Jimmy Olsen. Cat Grant rewards players who can accurately identify the cards in their opponent's hands, turning a small amount of power into a much larger payoff. Jimmy Olsen provides card draw while also giving you information about an opponent's hand, helping you make more informed decisions on future turns. At cost 3, we have a single copy of Jonathan and Martha Kent with doubles of Catwoman, Steel, Aquaman, and Cyborg. Jonathan and Martha Kent combine power with card destruction, allowing you to help an opponent recover a card while improving the quality of your own deck. Catwoman works well in the mid to late game where VP tokens are being generated, allowing you to steal them from opponents with her attack. Steel can destroy a non-hero card in your hand or discard pile. If its cost was 1 or greater, he can generate 1 VP token. Aquaman supports superpower builds by recovering a superpower with cost 4 or less. Cyborg recovers an equipment with cost 4 or less, which fits into any heavy equipment build. At cost 4, we have single copies of Crypto, Lois Lane, and Streaky, with doubles of Supergirl, Jessica Cruz, and Simon Baz. Crypto provides power while helping you set up future turns by placing a superpower from your discard pile on top of your deck. Lois Lane can generate significant card draw if you correctly identify a card type in an opponent's hand, making her effective when combined with effects that reveal information. Streaky provides a solid amount of power and rewards superpower focused builds by distributing weaknesses without attacking. Supergirl is a great card throughout the game because she can gain a kick without using the power generated for the turn, letting you buy other cards. Jessica Cruz can cycle through your deck quickly to find cards you want to draw into at the cost of discarding 1. Simon Baz can thin out your deck or provide draw support. At cost 5, we have singles of Kong Keenan, Superboy, Dark Knight, Emerald Knight, The Fastest Man Alive, and Nightwing. Kong Keenan works best in hero-heavy strategies, rewarding players who can play multiple heroes during their turns. Superboy scales well in superpower-focused decks, generating more power as you build up a large number of superpowers in play. Dark Knight is a great card throughout the game because he can gain equipment without using the power generated for the turn, letting you buy other cards. He can also be played with Catwoman to activate his secondary effect of putting a card you buy or gain this turn into your hand. Emerald Knight extends your turns by letting you play a non-villain or location from the lineup, though you can't buy it afterward. The Fastest Man Alive is a standard draw 2 cards with no drawbacks. Nightwing provides draw support in equipment heavy builds, rewarding you for revealing equipment cards. At cost 6, we have single copies of Power Girl and John Jones. Power Girl provides a strong amount of power while also offering deck filtering, allowing you to remove unwanted cards or set up future turns. John Jones can play the top card of the Nemesis stack, then return it to the top of the stack to use card effects from supervillains or superheroes. At cost 7, we have a single copy of Princess Diana of Themyscira. Princess Diana of Themyscira is a great card throughout the game because it can gain villains without using the power generated for the turn, letting you buy other cards. At cost 8, we have a single copy of Mana Steel. Mana Steel can help you catch up or take the lead because he can recover every single superpower from your discard pile in heavy superpower builds. For villains, at cost 2, we have a single copy of Eve Techmaker with doubles of Cheetah. Eve Techmaker provides a small amount of power while helping you find equipment and villains, making her useful in decks built around those card types. Cheetah is a great card throughout the game because it can gain a card with cost 4 or lower without using the power generated for the turn, letting you buy other cards. At cost 3, we have single copies of Bruno Mannheim, Mercy Graves, Silver Banshee, and doubles of Poison Ivy. Bruno Mannheim provides power with card gain, allowing you to gain an equipment from the lineup while also setting up your next draw. Mercy Graves offers strong deck filtering by providing draw 2 and letting you choose what card to place back on top of your deck, helping improve draw consistency. Silver Banshee provides solid power and rewards hero-focused strategies by adding a card destruction effect, helping improve deck quality throughout the game. Poison Ivy can disrupt opponents while filling their discard pile with weaknesses, making her a strong source of early game pressure. At cost 4, we have single copies of Lex Luther, Metallo, with doubles of Bane, Deathstroke, Solomon Grundy, and Killer Frost. Lex Luther provides solid power while helping you cycle equipment cards from the discard pile, making her useful in equipment-focused strategies that want to reuse key cards. Metallo combines power with an attack effect, rewarding equipment-heavy builds by turning your equipment cards into additional pressure on opponents. Bane can disrupt opponents by reducing their hand size, making him a strong source of early game pressure. Deathstroke is a reliable defense card that can also remove weaknesses or other unwanted cards when defending. Solomon Grundy is a reliable defense card because he cycles himself back into your deck instead of staying in your discard pile, giving players repeated access to defense throughout the game. Killer Frost is an effective answer to locations and can draw a card if her attack fails to affect any opponents. At cost 5, we have doubles of Granny Goodness and Psycho Pirate. Granny Goodness extends your turns by letting you play a hero or villain from the lineup, though you can't buy it afterward. Psycho Pirate can attack and make each foe reveal their hand to discard all duplicates. This means that players can have access to card information to call out card types correctly. At cost 6, we have single copies of Mr. Mxyzptlk and Despero. Mr. Mxyzptlk offers strong card draw and rewards players who can identify the correct card type of an opponent's hand. In the right situation, he can also provide valuable card destruction. Despero is a staple card that can draw 2 cards and attack to make a player discard a card with cost 1 or greater. At cost 7, we have a single copy of Doomsday, Bizarro, Lobo, and Starro. Doomsday is a powerful source of power that can repeatedly return to your hand whenever it is destroyed or discarded, making him extremely difficult to remove and easy to reuse throughout the game. Bizarro supports players with a weakness-heavy deck, serving as an endgame card to turn the negative VPs into positive VPs when counting victory points. Lobo is a standard destroy card that can thin out your deck out of 2 undesirable cards. Starro extends your plays by letting you play each non-location from the top of each player's deck through its attack, giving you access to up to 3 extra cards. For equipment, at cost 2, we have doubles of Batmobile and Lasso of Truth. Batmobile can mulligan unwanted cards, letting you draw 5 cards on turns you want to improve your hand. Lasso of Truth is a strong, low-cost defense card that can be bought in the early game when you cannot afford to buy a kick or breakthrough. At cost 3, we have doubles of Brainiac Drone, Sledgehammer, Phantom Zone Projector. Brainiac Drone rewards destruction-focused strategies by turning card destruction into additional card draw, helping you generate more value from effects you already want to use. Sledgehammer can destroy a non-equipment card in your hand or discard pile. If the cost was 1 or greater, it can generate 1 VP token. Phantom Zone Projector is a standard defense card that can thin out your discard pile out of undesirable cards like weaknesses. At cost 4, we have doubles of the Cape and Cowl, Green Arrow's Bow, Giant Mallet, Signature Trenchcoat, and Batarang. The Cape and Cowl is a strong defense card that can refill your hand by 2 when you avoid an attack. Green Arrow's Bow reduces the cost of Nemesis by 2 for the turn without using the power generated for the turn, letting you buy other cards. Giant Mallet provides generic support in drawing, and in the mid to late game, it can start destroying undesirable cards. Signature Trenchcoat gives players access to cards with cost 5 or less from the destroyed pile, making it useful alongside heavy destroy strategies. Batarang is a reliable defense card that can also provide additional +1 power and draw a card when used. At cost 5, we have doubles of Cosmic Staff and Kryptonite. Cosmic Staff is a great defense card that can gain the bottom card of the main deck when defending. Kryptonite is a well-designed attack that can give out weaknesses without completely overwhelming players already loaded with them, as long as they discard 1 from their hand. At cost 6, we have doubles of Broadsword and Green Lantern Power Battery. Broadsword is a standard attack card that can target and destroys players' cost 1 through 3 cards from their discard piles. Green Lantern Power Battery can set up future plays by recovering a defense card and putting it on top of your deck or into your hand. At cost 7, we have a single copy of Skull Ship. Skull Ship provides a strong amount of power and can recover cards from the destroyed pile, making it useful in games where valuable cards are being destroyed. The discard requirement can also help support strategies that benefit from cards being discarded. At cost 8, we have a single copy of Power Armor. Power Armor is a good reveal to defend card because it can destroy multiple cards depending on the number of attacks that have been thrown against you. For superpowers, at cost 2, we have doubles of Corrupt Dealing. Corrupt Dealing provides a small amount of power while supporting villain-focused strategies with card destruction, helping improve deck quality throughout the game. At cost 3, we have doubles of X-Ray Vision, Invulnerable, Telepathy, and Phasing. X-Ray Vision gives players access to the top card of the foe's deck in order to play a non-location from any revealed deck. Telepathy can cycle through your deck consistently at the cost of discarding a card. Invulnerable is an early game defense card that can destroy a vulnerability in your hand or discard pile when defending. Phasing can thin out your deck both when played and when you defend. At cost 4, we have doubles of Bulletproof, Super Intellect, Mystic Control, Construct Jet, and Flash Time. Bulletproof is a standard defense card that can draw a card and give the option to destroy a card from your discard pile. Super Intellect can either give you +2 power or destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. If you destroyed an equipment, it can generate even more power. Mystic Control can scout the top of foes' decks with his attack and can discard any cards you don't want them to use. Construct Jet refreshes the lineup, helping to cycle out undesirable cards. Flash Time is a draw/defense support with access to the destroyed pile, allowing you to put a card with cost 1 or greater into the lineup. At cost 5, we have single copy of Girl Power with doubles of Cold Breath. Girl Power is a reveal to defend card that can defend from multiple attacks based on how many punch cards you have in hand. Cold Breath combines power with an attack that immediately burdens an opponent with a weakness, making it more disruptive than effects that place weaknesses into a discard pile. At cost 6, we have single copies of Tactile Telekinesis, Power Channeling, World's Greatest Detective, and doubles of Heat Vision. Tactile Telekinesis supports superpower builds by giving you access to see and possibly destroy your next card draw. Power Channeling can generate huge power depending on what you reveal from the top of your deck. World's Greatest Detective is a standard reveal to defend card that gives +1 power and draws a card when played. Heat Vision is a standard destroy card that can thin out your deck out of undesirable cards to not draw into them throughout the game. At cost 7, we have single copies of Impervious and Flight. Impervious is a great reveal to defend card because it can get rid of multiple undesirable cards, especially weaknesses in a single turn. Flight offers strong deck filtering by drawing multiple cards and allowing you to recover a hero or superpower that was discarded this way, helping you to find and reuse important cards more consistently. For locations, at cost 4, we have single copies of Amnesty Bay and the Rot. Amnesty Bay can cycle through your deck to discard unwanted cards and draw the lowest cost card out of the 3 revealed. The Rot is a draw engine for weakness cards as a way to make them useful for the turn, but be careful when gaining multiple weaknesses. At cost 5, we have single copies of Fortress of Solitude, Metropolis, New Genesis, Apocalypse, Gotham City, and Metropolis from Heroes Unite. Fortress of Solitude rewards decks that play both heroes and superpowers, providing additional deck filtering to help improve the quality of your draws. Metropolis works best built around a variety of card types, rewarding diverse strategies with additional card filtering and draw support. New Genesis, Apocalypse, Gotham City, and Metropolis from Heroes Unite can cycle through your deck to discard unwanted cards and draw the respective card type if revealed. At cost 6, we have single copies of Striker's Island Penitentiary and Monument Point. Striker's Island Penitentiary helps you find villain and equipment by giving you access to the bottom card of your deck, while still allowing you to filter unwanted cards when necessary. Monument Point is a draw engine if you plan to keep your punch cards throughout the game. In closing, that's one way to combine the DC deck building sets. Remember, there's no single correct way to build your main deck. These videos are here to inspire ideas and start conversations. What would you change? Should they continue to focus on standard play or confrontations play? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all the YouTube things. I'll see you on the next one.